The gig economy was sold to us as freedom. Work when you want, earn what you want, be your own boss with a tap on a phone screen. The reality in 2026 is a lot more complicated than that. Some platforms are genuinely worth your time and can pay well when used strategically. Some of them are a slow grind toward slightly above minimum wage that burns your vehicle and your time simultaneously. Here's the honest breakdown: what's actually worth it, what isn't, and how smart people are using gig work to build towards something better. Welcome to Off-Clock Hustle. Gig economy apps, DoorDash, Uber, Instacart, TaskRabbit, Fiverr, Rover, have become the default answer when someone asks how to make extra money. And the honest answer is, some of them are genuinely useful as income supplements, and some of them will keep you busy and broke simultaneously. The difference between someone who uses gig work smartly and someone stuck grinding it indefinitely comes down to knowing which platforms are actually worth it for your situation, how to optimize within them, and when to use them as a bridge to something that pays better and builds more value over time. Let's go through the real categories. DoorDash, Uber Eats, Instacart, Lyft, Uber. Let's start with the category most people try first and get real about what the actual earnings look like. Honest earnings after accounting for everything: $14 to $22 per hour in average markets. This is after real vehicle costs and before self-employment taxes. In dense urban markets, major cities, dense suburban areas, you can push toward the higher end. In rural and spread-out suburban markets, you'll struggle to stay above $15 because you're spending too much time driving between orders and not enough time making money. Here's the math that most drivers don't run before they start. The IRS standard mileage rate is roughly 67 cents per mile. If you're driving 100 miles in a day doing delivery, that's $67 in vehicle wear costs alone, before your own time, before self-employment taxes at 15.3%. Before gas price spikes. Many drivers look at their gross app earnings and think they're making $18 an hour. When they actually account for mileage costs and taxes, they're often netting $10 to $12 an hour of real take-home value. This doesn't mean delivery gigs are worthless. It means you need to run the actual math in your actual market before committing serious hours to it. When delivery gigs are worth it: dense urban market with consistently high order volume. Newer, fuel-efficient or electric vehicle where your cost per mile is low. Used as a temporary income bridge while you're building something better, treating it as capital generation, not a career. Used strategically during peak earning hours. Lunch rush, dinner rush, Friday and Saturday nights when surge pricing and tips are highest. When to move on. Older or high-maintenance vehicle where repair costs will erode any profit. Low-density area where wait times between orders are long. If you're grinding 40-plus hours a week expecting a livable income, delivery apps at that scale rarely deliver one after all costs. TaskRabbit, Handy, Thumbtack, Angie. This category pays significantly better for the right person and deserves more attention than it gets. TaskRabbit is genuinely excellent for handy people and skilled workers. Taskers offering furniture assembly, TV mounting, handyman repairs, cleaning, and moving help in good markets charge $50 to $100 plus per hour. The platform takes a 15% commission after you hit a certain threshold and charges $25 to access each new metro you want to work in. Still favorable compared to having to build your entire customer acquisition system from scratch. The real TaskRabbit opportunity is skilled handyman and assembly work. A furniture assembler charging $65 per hour who does 2.5 hours of work on a Saturday morning made $162 before fees. A TV mounting job at $95 takes about 90 minutes. These rates make TaskRabbit meaningfully more valuable per hour than any delivery platform. Thumbtack and Angie have shifted to pay-per-lead models that frustrate many contractors and service providers. You pay for leads regardless of whether the customer books, responds, or ghosts you. Before committing serious money to lead buying on these platforms, track your lead-to-booking conversion rate carefully. If you're paying $15 to $30 per lead and converting 20% to jobs, the math may or may not work depending on your average job value. Know your numbers. The upgrade move. Use these platforms to build your review base and establish your reputation. Once you have 20 to 30 reviews and consistent clients, start transitioning the best fit repeat customers to direct bookings where you keep the full fee and they get a slightly lower price. Both sides win. Fiverr, Upwork, 99 Designs. The freelance platforms have more upside than any delivery app, but require more upfront investment in your profile and reputation before the real money flows. The honest reality about Fiverr at entry level: it's crowded, margins are thin at the bottom, and competing purely on price is a race you don't want to win. But Fiverr Level 2 and Pro sellers with strong review counts in in-demand niches, graphic design, video editing, copywriting, voiceover, web development, regularly earn $50 to $200 per order. Build your niche, build your reviews, and the platform starts working in your favor instead of against you. Upwork is better suited for professional and technical skills that command higher rates: long-form writing, marketing strategy, software development, UX design, consulting. Hourly rates of $40 to $150 are achievable for skilled, well-reviewed profiles in the right niches. The learning curve is steeper than Fiverr because proposal writing and profile optimization matter enormously on Upwork. The universal truth about freelance platforms: your first 10 to 20 jobs are investment, not income. You're pricing strategically to build reviews and a track record. The freelancers who quit after 3 weeks without a sale are exiting before the compounding starts. Give it 60 to 90 days of genuine effort and consistent activity before deciding it doesn't work. Rover, Care.com, Wisent, Varsity Tutors. Rover is excellent for the right person. Dog walking pays $20 to $35 per walk in most markets. Pet sitting $50 to $80 per night. Platform takes 20%, but the marketplace is real and the demand is consistent. If you genuinely love animals and have a reliable schedule, Rover is one of the better gig platforms available. The key is building a strong profile with excellent photos and accumulating reviews quickly. Early pricing slightly below market gets you those critical first reviews. Tutoring through Wisent or Varsity Tutors pays $30 to $80 per hour, depending on subject, level, and your credentials. Standardized test prep, SAT, ACT, GRE, GMAT, commands premium rates because the stakes are high for students and their parents pay accordingly. Your own direct clients, found through word of mouth, will pay more than platform-connected clients because you're not splitting the fee. Use platforms to build your reputation and client base, then work to take some of that business direct over time. Here's the honest framework that separates smart gig workers from people who stay trapped in the grind indefinitely. Gig platforms are most valuable as tools, specifically as income bridges and capital generators, while you build something with more leverage and more upside. They give you immediate income with no startup cost, flexibility to maintain your schedule while building something else, and cash flow to invest in a better opportunity. The problem is that many people get into gig work to address a short-term cash need and never consciously build beyond it. The income is enough to cover bills and provide comfort, but not enough to build real wealth or real freedom. And 5 years later, they are still on the same treadmill. Use gig work with explicit intention. Set a goal. I'm going to run Amazon Flex for 90 days to save $3,000 in startup capital for specific next step. Or, I'm going to do TaskRabbit on weekends while I build my own cleaning business. Define what you're building toward, use the gig income to fund it, and have the discipline to actually transition when the time is right. The people who win with gig work use it as a launch pad. The people who stay stuck treat it like a destination. The gig economy in 2026. Delivery and rideshare can generate income, but the real net earnings are lower than they appear once you account for all costs. Know your actual math. TaskRabbit and skill-based gigs pay genuinely well for the right skills and the right markets. Freelance platforms reward patience and investment in your profile. All of them are better as bridges than destinations. Use them with intention, know what you're building toward, and don't let the flexibility become a trap. Which gig platform have you found most worth it for your situation? Drop it in the comments. I'd especially love to hear from people who used gig work as a launchpad to build something bigger. What was your bridge? Subscribe and I'll see you next time. Script 026. Off-clock hustle, gig economy, truth.